What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday, um, it was a good day. Should have been 1-0, really, honestly, but 2-1 still gets the job done. First half over, full game over. Winners, OKC. I know, should have never trusted them. I can't stand them. That was the one loser, but profitable day. Vino, you had a profitable day as well, right?
Yeah, we talked about it on the nighttime show last night, Skee. I had the first quarter total over in that game last night. And again, just to reiterate what we were saying on the other show, thought process was that eventually some shots had to start dropping in that series. They did until the fourth quarter for OKC when they fell apart. But it got home pretty easily, Skee. I think they gave us 57, 59 points in the first quarter, which was well over what the asking price was. So we'll take it. 6-2 run here in the NBA. And of course, it's been a really good 2 months since St. Patrick's Day. About 55, 56 units ahead of the game.
Nice work. Appreciate my guys in the chat tapping in, kind words and all that good stuff, just supporting the show. Appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, we'll get to it. Bro Tide, he says this is his favorite show. Next week, I believe. Just a little tease. You might start catching the show on Wager Talk's channel. So you might get it even more than you used to get it. So that could be some good news there. Guys ready. I love to see stuff like this asking me. We'll talk about it though. Guys have been around. You guys know. Appreciate. I love to see it. Josh with the 199 dono, much appreciated. Reminding everybody to hit the like button, and he's giving us some things. So appreciate you too, Josh. And let's see if we can find some money to start this WNBA season. 3 games on the slate. As always, we go in rotation order. So that means number 1, Minnesota Lynx, Dallas Wings opened up -7 for the Lynx. It is down to 5.5 at most shops. Total open 165.5. 2-point drop again, down to 163.5. As far as injury reports, Alana Smith is doubtful. Aubrey Griffin looks like she's out, and then Kayla McBride, that's the big one. She's out. For Dallas, Ty Harris is probable, and Louisa is out. So, Vino, this Kayla McBride, I want to say she was the best 3-point shooter in the league last season. She didn't miss any games for the Lynx. She's not even injured right now. She's just out for personal reasons. So that is a bit of a blow for this Lynx team. And if you're gonna miss Alana Smith as well, who's a big versus Dallas. I mean, Dallas is, they have some bigs over there. They have some size. It's not ideal when you think about the Lynx. But when I think about the Lynx a little bit more, I have to go all the way back to last season here, Mr. Ravino, and I can't help but think no matter who's on the court, they're going to be the team that is playing with a big edge. I feel like they're a team that is very motivated out the gate. Even though they're missing a couple starters, they still have more team chemistry than this Wings team. What I'm referring to, for you guys who don't know, last season in the WNBA Finals, there was a controversial call at the end of the game that allowed the Liberty to shoot 2 free throws, send it into overtime, and eventually end up winning the finals. So, as you can imagine, everybody was pissed about it. They're still, they're coming out with an edge because of that. They still have Nafisa Collier, still got Bridget Carlton, still got Courtney Williams. They got plenty of talent. I think the Lynx can honestly throw the first punch too. I mean, you still got, like I said, cohesion, chemistry. You have about 4 new starters, I think, for this Dallas Wings team. It sucks. If you bet it early, if you bet the Lynx -7 because of the injury news, etc. I still think they can cover. And right now, I think the first quarter, -1.5 is also worth a look. I think they throw the first punch. Any thoughts on this game, Vino, between the Lynx and the Wings?
Yeah, well, now I haven't been around the WNBA as long as you have. Haven't been on the show doing WNBA with you, but for 1 year, really, when I started to kind of pay attention. But for those who watched last year, if you know, when it comes to Dallas, it's always a one-way ticket with me, and I
Yeah.
like it again tonight. I played over. I did get the blank end of the line. I got 164 and a half. It's 163 and a half. But interesting to me, Skee, that after the injury announcements, after the McBride announcement, after Alana Smith, it really didn't tumble the total. It went down 1 point and held firm, which is surprising, which means that there's probably a couple of really sharp groups that play this stuff. It means that they really didn't think it was worthy of dropping any more than 1 point. And I kind of agree. I agree with what you said about Minnesota still having enough offense. I certainly agree with Dallas having even more offense. I'm going to give you, and this is, you talked about they have a lot of new players. They also have a new coach, so it's a new system and whatnot. But for Dallas, a couple of things struck me in reading an article, and I want to give you one from, and I hope I don't butcher his name until I see it pronounced on TV. I'm going to call him Chris Koklanis, hired from within the organization. So obviously he's never been a head coach anywhere, but they have a lot of faith in him. Here's a quote from him, Skee. Number one, we want to get more shots on goal. Well, that's got to be music to Enrique's ears. We want to get more shots on goal. So that comes with empowering them and giving them freedom and creativity to go out there. And I guess as a coach, you do want this particular squad, guard-heavy squad, with a lot of skill talent out there to be creative. Dallas's guards, with Ty Harris playing because she was questionable for a while. But with her in, you're 4 deep now with her and Carrington coming over from Connecticut to play for this team now. That's a pretty good quartet of guards. And I want to get to Enrique real quick here because she had a good one. And she's actually right. She said that she wasn't ready in the preseason for how open she was going to be in those games. Talking about how her team has other great offensive players now that draw attention, and she's not the sole focus of the attention now. So she was a little surprised that she got so many open shots. Went on to say that she'll continue to take her tough ones, which I guess we know she will. She's not going to let
That's not
go
going nowhere.
But she's going to be a little more open with Paige Beckers, with Carrington, like I said, and you got other players here. You talked about they're integrating new folks, new women. Nalissa Smith over from the Fever, good player down low. Hines Allen, another good player. And interesting, Skee, that the Dallas bigs are pretty versatile. There's some stretch fours out there. There's some good passers out there. In fact, they talked about this in the article that I read too, that from the perimeter, the bigs were making nice passes. So for me, they're going to be every bit as good offensively. They are trying to be a little bit better defensively, but I hold reservation on that stuff. You've known me long enough to know that when I see a new philosophy installed, I always think defense first. I feel like defense is the hardest thing in basketball. You all have to be on a string, connected. And I just don't know if that many newcomers can be connected right off the bat. So I think Minnesota finds holes in their defense. I'll close up by saying this. These teams played 4 times last year, 168, 163, 170, and 182. It's an average of 170.8 per game. I could see something in that vicinity here again tonight. So I played over the 64 and a half. If you're playing it now, you get a better number. You get 163 and a half.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I do remember Dallas opponent team totals were 32-8 to the over last year. That's how horrific this defense was. But again, you do have some new players there, new coach. We'll see if it still looks the same. But to what you're saying, I saw something on Twitter about, the starting lineup is probably going to have Maisha Hines Allen as the center. And just seeing that, I mean, not putting McCowan or, one of the bigger, slower, like it seems like they probably do want to run. So combination of that could be missing a big for Minnesota. Maybe that's less rim protection too, even though you're missing the shooting from Kayla McBride. So that could be a reason why you said, the total didn't drop too much with the injury report. So I can understand it over here. Think we did a pretty good job on this first game. Let's keep going down the list, Mr. Veno. Next, we have Atlanta Dream, Washington Mystics, opened up -3.5 for the Dream. It has since gone up to, I think, 7. We have to call it now. Total open 153.5. looks like 157. As far as who's available, there's no Jordan Canada for this dream team. For the Mystics, I mean, there's some big misses here or losses for their lineup. Aaliyah Edwards, Shakira Austin, Bernadette also out. I mean, Austin and Edwards, that's the front court right there. Like that's big for this Mystics team. So it makes sense why the spread has shot up for Atlanta the way it does. Jordan Canada, still a big miss for them too. We saw, she helps with the pace and just getting everybody organized. They were a lot better last year when Jordan Canada was out there on the floor. So I can understand why the number has gone the way it is. It's just I still don't feel as comfortable laying the 7 with Atlanta. So I guess what I do feel most comfortable with is less rim protection for Washington without Shakira. I think Atlanta, they are really big. They should be able to score at will. When they don't score, they should be able to get the rebound. Um, Kind of similar to, I mean, who was that just in the NBA? I guess we like the Timberwolves, Timberwolves or Rockets, like something like that. Like, um, the Rockets, how they were getting, it was the Rockets. They were getting all those offensive rebounds. I think that's what we're going to see from the Atlanta Dream tonight. So it makes me think that we'll get more points than not. I agree with the total move up. I guess Dream or over for me. And to answer the guy in the question in the chat, I know Mystic's first half is good old faithful, but it's tough. I mean, it's different coach than it used to be. The star players, Ariel Atkins has been traded away. Natasha Cloud she was gone last season. Shakira Austin's out. Like it's a lot of a different team than what we've been backing with that. So I can't get there. What do you think, Veno, about this game?
Well, you covered a lot of what I would have said, Skee. The other side of the coin with Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin out is that Brianna Jones and Brittany Griner, like you say, they should own the backboards
Yes.
in this. I mean, you feel like you can just dump it down and
Mm-hmm.
much score. Now, I know Washington, I read a couple of reports where they worked Stephanie Dolson at center during the preseason because they kind of knew that Shakira Austin might not be ready for game one. She's going to play early on this season, but probably wouldn't be ready for game one. And Aaliyah Edwards had to be reevaluated, so we'll see what her status is going forward. But Dolson's 6'5". She can drift. I think if Kayla McBride was not the number one percentage three-point shooter in the league last year, then it was Stephanie Dolson. She was up there for quite a while last year. But you look at the Mystics, what they're going with tonight, Skee, and it's a very small lineup. Kiki Irafan, the first-round draft choice from USC, not going to start here. She's got a little bit of height. She'll come off the bench, but you got 6'1" and under team. So you basically have to run. And when I look at the other side, I happen to be a pretty good fan of Walker Kimbrough's offense, point guard for Atlanta this year. And then Gray and Howard can light it up on any given night. So I'm with you. 153 may have been way too low to start with. 56 still seems too low to me. I checked into Atlanta's team total just to try and maybe single them out. It was 82.5. I can almost halfway convince myself. And I guess if you're going to play full game over, you probably should play dream over as well. But I think Mystics will run. They're going to have to while Edwards and Austin are out. And I think the other side can match them. And certainly down low. And I wonder how many transition points the Dream can get off defensive boards and go against the Mystics team. So it's a tough road for Mystics. I do understand the bump up in the price tag. I think I'd prefer to go with, I'm looking here, 56.5 mostly are the best number you can get. I do see one straight 56. I don't know how old or stale of a number that is, but I think it probably gets over the total.
Yeah, I said I like Dream or over. That team total does seem, pretty. You can hear me? I'm not muted. Let me know if you can hear me, chat, because I am not muted. I don't know what's up, You
shut yourself down.
If you guys can't hear, I need the chat. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, hear me. They hear me, Vino. So it's you. It's yours, Vino.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe go out and come back in. Let me type it. I don't know what to do. He got it. I didn't have to tell him anything. He knows what to do. He's a professional. All right. Dream team total seems like the way to go. You can hear me now, Vino? Hello? 1, 2, 3. All
There you
right. I
go.
don't know what happened, but we're good to go. So dream team total does seem. I mean, I want to ask you. You trust this Mystic? I mean, either you trust the Mystics team to score, or you don't trust the Dream defense. Which one would you say it is?
Okay, just say that to me one more time, Skee, because I caught the tail end.
So based on how you were talking, you like the full game total. So you either trust Washington to score, or you don't trust Atlanta's defense. Which one is it?
You know what it really was, Skee? It was, and I'm probably putting too much of last year into this particular game. It was hard for me to see Atlanta getting to 83 because they struggled to get there last year. Now, this situation, they probably should. I think I'm probably leaning more on past history than what's going to happen here tonight. Like I said, if I'm going to bet over, I should be betting Atlanta because that's the offense I trust here. I think the pace will be good too, which helps the total because Washington's got so many guards and wings out there. So I don't know. I think in my case, I probably was just reverting back to last year when Atlanta found it hard to get to 82 points.
Fair. Dropping Dime says Dream dropped 80 on them in the preseason. That was without their starters playing half the game. I mean, to that point, I mean, Dream didn't have Brianna Jones last year. They didn't have Brittany Griner. It's
That's a
some
new
reasons to
day.
think. Yeah.
It's a new day. I got to get out of last year. It's a new day.
So I do lean towards that Dream team total. All right. Last game on slate for today. Sparks and Valkyries. Gotta get used to that. Valkyries. That's new. Opened up Sparks -7. It's down as low as 5.5. It went from 161.5 as high as 163.5. For the Sparks, still no Alamon or still no Cameron Brink. There's no Alamon either. For the Valkyries, looks like Stephanie Talbot and Xanda Lassini are both out. Um, Maria C also out. Kate Martin looks like she's probable. So this is the expansion team here, Vino, the Valkyries. You know, my personal opinion, I mean, we've only seen one expansion team have a winning record on a season. It's going to take some time for them to get used to playing with each other, etc. The Sparks, they got some of the same players. You do have an addition in Kelsey Plum. She has chemistry with Hamby, though. And I healthy Azare Stevens here to start the season. I like the Sparks roster. I do. I think they're a bucket. I think all of them can score easily. Valkyries, I'm unsure what to think from this team. I I don't know why the side is going against the Sparks other than home court, and I agree with the total going up because I know the Sparks can score. So either over or probably over a Sparks team total would be what I feel most comfortable with. What are you thinking here?
Well, I bet it. I bet over, Skee. It was 162. It's 163 now, but I bet it over based more on what I feel are going to be opportunities because I don't know how well Golden State is going to score right now. I do believe LA is going to score. Like you said, there's plenty of players out there that are buckets waiting to happen. But in just checking out one Golden State preseason game and checking out the new philosophy of the team, it's run. These might end up being the two fastest paced teams in the league this year. The Sparks MO this year, according to the head coach, is run. Golden State is run. And I just figure we're going to get a bunch of opportunities here. I trust LA to score. I think if you have enough chances, it's kind of like any NBA game or college game that we talk about. A lot of times I bet overs based on potential points. If you give me enough opportunities, I'm probably going to get there. And I think in this case, you probably do. It was interesting to me, and I don't know if it was injury based or not, Skee. Maybe you do, but the LA Sparks waive R.A. McDonald, and they're sitting here now with only 3 guards in the entire roster. As long as Julie Alamond is hurt, they've got Ray Burrell, Kelsey Plum, Odyssey Sims, 3 good guards to have and 3 20-point scorers, really. But only 3 of them. Kelsey Plum, I guess, is going to do a lot of on the ball, off the ball, back on the ball, off the ball, distributor, score, whatever. She's going to play a couple of roles here, combo guard. But the front line is really good. And they did have injuries up front last year, including, like you say, Azare Stevens was out for a while. They're back healthy. Rakia Jackson's a really good player. Hamby's a really good player. I see them doing some damage offensively in this game. And I think that Golden State, again, if you're going to push pace, and it's funny, the head coach made a statement like, we're not worried about results. We're worried about getting better. And so it's a team that's in an experimentation mode. Obviously, they've got a crazy mix of players here, like you said, that have to get used to one another. But some that are, legit scorers too. So we'll see how it goes. But I just thought when I read Golden State's style of play is going to be 94-foot open floor, I'm like, man, you probably get a lot of chances. And if there's that much open floor, LA is going to score. Now, LA's team total, let's just look real quick while we're doing this, 84.5. I mean, they're more than likely to get to 85 in my estimation. A, you have to play those 3 guards all game long because there's nobody else. And B, their bigs can score too. So I don't know. I might talk myself into LA over 84.5 as well, team total.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. That's kind of, I said Sparks are over, I think, or I just said over, I'm not sure, but Sparks team total definitely makes sense to me. Like I said, everybody's a bucket, and I think it's going to take time for Golden State to get their defense together. And if you're saying they want to run anyway, I think the Sparks will be happy to run with them. So, Sparks team total, definitely appealing. That's the games for today, Vino. I think we did a solid job. We've been on here for 22, a little bit under 23 minutes. So now we'll move it on over to best bets. And before we do that, I always like to ask if there's anything you'd like to promote, but let's throw this up there. Double the expertise, 3 days of Rob, Veno, and Hakeem. And this is all sports. You can get it for $69. And if you were with us yesterday, I went 2-1. Ravino went 1-0. That's a 3-1 profitable day. So if you want to check us out, WNBA is kicking off today. NBA is going. UFL for Ravino. Tennis. There is a Rome final coming up tomorrow that I probably will bet. So if you want everything we put out there, check it out at Wagertalk.com. Vino, is there anything that I missed? Anything else you would like to promote? And or if you have a best bet, feel free to share. If you do not, that's okay too. It's on you, Vino. I don't know. My guy Vino's his sound, I guess, is going in and out today. So I guess here he goes. Give him a chance to go first. You can hear me, Vino? It's best bet time for you. Your best bet.
All right. Can you hear me? Okay. I can't hear you, but I will just go ahead with best bets here. I will go to the WNBA Skee. We just talked about it. I think that Dallas, Minnesota, to me, is an overplay here. Minnesota, despite the absences, should be able to get theirs against the Dallas defense. And I just see Dallas as potentially ending up as the highest scoring team. With them in the fever, where points are concerned this year. So I played it over 164.5. Like I say, you'll get a better number at 163.5, but I'll leave that as the best bet for the show. Dallas, Minnesota, WNBA over 163.5.
Good stuff, Mr. Vino. For myself, I'm going to do something a little bit different here today. I'm not going to give one that we talked about today. We don't have a show tomorrow, so I'll give one for tomorrow. How about that? I'm going with the Fever and the Sky over 167. We know the Fever like to play up tempo. They don't play any defense. The Sky, they got some new guards to help, keep the offense consistent. You got Sloot, you got Ariel Atkins, et cetera, et cetera. I like that for them. These teams have cleared 174 plus the last three times three of their meetings last season. So it's just the way that these two teams play. So tomorrow, my best bet will be Sky Fever over 167. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Veno, also appreciates you taking the time to do the show. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe so you know whenever we're live on this channel. And I will catch you guys later.